Meet Mr. Belton. I'm calling him Mr. Belton because I don't have the slightest clue how to pronounce his first name, and I'm too lazy to figure it out. Mr. Belton works for the BBC. No, not that BBC, this BBC, which is to the UK what CNN is to the US. Well, a few days ago, our sharp-eyed BBC reporter, Mr. Belton, posted this tweet saying, "Hi, from America, where Walmart doesn't have a plug adapter for my UK laptop, but on the other hand, I could buy a rifle and ammunition." Now here's the thing. Walmart does sell firearms and ammunition in about half of the 4,700 US locations. The problem is, the picture he posted was a picture of BB guns, not actual rifles. And as you probably guessed, the response to this embarrassment of a tweet was pretty hilarious. This guy posted a picture of a toy grenade and said, "Sir, it's even worse than you think. They also sell grenades at the dollar store." Then there's this response where they posted a picture of a toy tank and said, "Sir, it gets worse. You can literally walk into Walmart and leave with an M1 Abrams tank." I'm honestly surprised that he left the tweet up, but I'm guessing he realized Walmart does actually sell guns and ammo and that he was getting more attention than he ever got in his life, so he decided to leave it up. And I am here now talking about it, so I guess, yeah, he got what he wanted. However, nothing about this surprises me though. Mr. Belton lives in the country where the people know little to nothing about gun laws in their own country, much less the gun laws in the US. The people in the UK can't fathom having the freedom that we have here in the US because the government over there have complete and utter control of the citizens, and they're fostered a mentality that freedom is too dangerous for the people to have. People like Mr. Belton rely completely on the government to keep him safe. He might as well be a child. That's why he couldn't distinguish between a BB gun and a real gun. It's tweets like these that serve as a reminder that protecting our 2A rights in this country is not just a political war, it is a culture war. Mr. Belton and the vast majority of the people in the UK suffer from a political Stockholm syndrome where they're so used to living under the soft oppression of their government, the very thought of owning a gun for self-defense against criminals, much less a tyrannical government, makes their heads explode. It's the lion living in captivity looking at the lion in the wild. One values security and a false sense of safety, where the other values freedom and prepares himself for the dangers that may arise. Essentially, Mr. Belton left the zoo and came to the wild, and he can't handle the freedom. The Second Amendment can't be wiped out unilaterally by our government, but they want you to think they can because it prevents you from realizing that you have the power, not them. They have to convince you to give up your power, and they do this by telling you that only they can keep you safe. But first, you have to give up your freedom. So it is the government's job to make freedom look so dangerous that you beg them to take your freedom from you, and in return, you'll get ineffective gun laws and police who can only get to you in minutes when you need them to be there in seconds. Though we live in the freest country in the world, there are people in our country who see our freedom as an enemy and will do anything in their power to strip it away to gain more control. There are people in this country who see our freedom as a burden and are willing to legislate our freedoms away to avoid personal responsibility. There are people in our country who see our freedom as a threat and are eager to trade not only their freedom, but your freedom for the feeling of security. The war against our freedom is a war of attrition. The enemy of our freedom don't take breaks. They attack it constantly until the concept of our freedom is hardly legible. As strong as our freedom makes us, our freedom is fragile and battle-worn, and we should do everything in our power to protect the freedom we have left, and everything in our power to regain the missing pieces. That's why I came out with the Attrition of Freedom shirt that you see me wearing right now. The design is a reminder of the fragility of our freedom and a reminder that we don't have the pleasure to ever stop fighting for our freedom. You know, we talk a lot about empowerment in this country, except for when it comes to the Second Amendment. However, I can't think of anything more empowering than having the most effective tool to protect you and your family. So help me spread this message by liking and sharing this video with everyone you know. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment, because the Second Amendment, when it said militia, it wasn't talking about the government. It was talking about you. Also, if you want to know where to find the I'm the Militia shirt and merchandise, click the I'm the Militia link in the description section of this video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, make sure you hit that bell symbol.